Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm happy to have you here. I made a couple of round welcome signs out of dollar items, basically, mostly Dollar Tree, but items you can pick up here and there that aren't too expensive. So I have the ornament signs from the Dollar Tree that I bought not this last season but the season before. And when I cut the part, like on the ornament that you hang it from, when I cut that off, I cut too far into the sign, and I did that to two of them. I didn't learn my lesson from one, because why do something silly like that? But anyway, I've had these laying around waiting for me to do something with them. And I thought, back in the day I didn't have a Cricut and I didn't have the means to go buy wood rounds and, so forth and so on. So why not do this, make this out of dollar items. So I do have Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint that I did buy from Amazon. And I have some of the Waverly Antique Wax, which we know is not $1. But I do have those items on hand. So these things suck up the paint. Oh my goodness. By the time, I get to the middle of the sign, it's already dry. So I ended up with 2 coats on both of the signs that I make. And here I'm taking the Waverly Antique Wax and trying to come across it and stay in with straight lines so it looks like it's, wood finish. I end up making a mistake after when I come back on to do a little bit of dry brushing with the white. I got a little bit too much, but I rolled with it, and so it doesn't end up quite as wood looking as I would have liked for it to be. But anyways, you're just going to put streaks in it, basically, and you're not going to wipe it off, because if you wipe it off it smears it around and makes it a solid wood color. I mean, you can do that if you want, but that wasn't what my intention was. So I did pick up the lettering that I use is from the Dollar General, and it probably is a little over $1. And the I think it's boxwood that I end up using was from the Walmart. And that was about $1 a pick. So I do use those. Some nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I use one of the brown and one of the white. Don't even use the whole rope. I'm just going to go around the outside edges, and that'll cover up my where I cut too far in. Here I was making a couple wood knots, and up close they do look good. They do look like wood knots. I did get them a little bit too dark, I think, but it doesn't matter because I end up covering that up kind of accidentally. But if you just twist your brush a little bit into a circle, it makes it a little bit more realistic. But I did put them a little bit too close together. But you can do it with a little bit of practice. Mine didn't turn out as great. Looks like it's got a polar bear face on it. Anyway, just put the wax on as thick or as thin as you want it to be, and you're basically trying not to have any white left. Where you'll have lighter areas and darker areas of the antique wax. But so here I was supposed to be dry brushing. I used some acrylic white from Apple Barrel, and I just got more on there than I wanted to, so I just kind of rolled with it. I'm just not that good at distressing. I need more practice with that, with painting. I'm just not that good at it yet. But you know what, I get a picture in my mind and this wasn't it. But anyway, I went ahead and rolled with it. And of course you want to wait until the antique wax is completely dry before you put any of the white on there. But so after these signs are made, between the two of them, you probably got about $5 for both, not each, but both. So I noticed that when I'm swiping the paint on, whichever end I'm starting at, it doesn't get the sides very well. So I just kind of come back in around the sides, but we are going to put rope around it, so you don't need to, you know, your outside edge of your sign doesn't need to be perfect. So like I said, these letters are from the Dollar General, and they're probably a couple bucks. I'm not 100% sure, but it does tell you on the, you know, before you buy it, how many of each letter is in the pack. So mainly the most you're going to get out of any one letter is 2, but then the letters like V and I'm not sure about W, but they only have 1. But the vowels, it seemed like there was 2 of each. Now I should have started in the center. I laid that W down. These things are sticky. They really stick, and very good quality letter. So then I realized what I was doing wrong, so then I put my C down, and then my O is crooked. But so am I. I'm crooked. Anyways, once you put them down, they want to stay down. So I got my little Cricut tool there, my picker, I call it, and I, you know, rearranged them a little bit. But the O still stayed crooked. It doesn't look so bad once you get it all together, though, I noticed. So then I go ahead and I pluck out the E. Like, no, I'm coming from the center out. And I get frustrated with myself sometimes, but it all worked out great. So yeah, with these letters, you want to try to get them, you know, as good as you can. But they were stick to my fingers, and it was really hard to pull them off of my fingers. Okay, so the little metal heart came off of a Valentine sign. I got the Valentine before this last one. I didn't see these signs out this year. Maybe my Dollar Tree just didn't have them. And then a little chalkboard heart that I did get from the Dollar Tree. And these are the twine that come with the chalkboard hearts. So I took 2 of them and I tied them into a simple shoestring bow, and then I'm going to hot glue them right onto the hole in, or you know, close to the hole in the chalkboard heart. And then I'm going to glue the chalkboard heart to the metal heart, and then glue the metal heart to the sign itself. And it turns out adorable, just adorable. So I'm going to take one strand of the white nautical rope, and I'm going to twist, pull it tight, I'm going to put the hot glue down, then I'm going to twist, and I set it a little bit on the inside of the outside of the wood round, the inside of the outside, and then I twist it tight and I push it towards the edge. That way any hot glue pushes to the outside, and then I wipe it off as I go. But I don't like it when you get a sign done and you can see the hot glue. So I always keep the hot glue on the very edge, and then I take the rope and I twist it and I push it towards the outer edge. So I actually put it down before the hot glue and then push the hot glue outwards. I hope that makes sense. So anyways, after I always want to say we, after I get this built, I'm going to take, and I don't have a tag on my greenery, but I'm pretty sure it's boxwood, and I'm going to put some of that down at the bottom. It turns out really cute for, you know, a little more than $1 here, because I didn't use the whole pack of letters. The heart pieces come in a pack, you know, multiple pack, except the one came off of a sign that I already used. So I'm just going to take some in boxwood and curve it up so it goes up the outside of the sign. Put those together, and then I'm going to take some ribbon, the lace ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to make a simple shoestring bow. I'm not a fluffy bow kind of person. I have told myself I need to start using, I don't know, it seems like romantic to me when you use those big fluffy bows, and I'm just not a romantic type person, I guess. So there it is, all beautified, ready to go. So I just took another little piece of string, put a piece of tape on each end so it wouldn't ravel, and then you find the center and put it down. And the white rope is not that great for hanging, because when I did hang it up on my wall to do a little video of it, it just snagged it, is what it did. It snagged and kind of pulled it apart a little bit. So you might want to use regular brown rope for that. So here we are again, the exact same ingredients. You know, we're going to cover the Santa Claus side of our wood round using hot glue. Just flip it over. Our packing paper, or whatever you call that. Do they call it craft paper? Do they call it packing paper? I'm not sure. But anyways, exact same thing. I'm going to use 2 coats of white paint, because one, like I said, it just gobbles that paint right up. So there it is, and I'm showing you that I have lines going back and forth that you can see, so I'm just kind of staying true to those lines, even though they're not supposed to be. There they are. So I'm taping it off so that I'm going from the bottom of the tape line on the bottom, and well, basically the same thing at the top. So your your bottoms of your tape are where you need it to be pushed down really well. So make sure that your tape is pushed down really well. And then I fold it under, which I probably shouldn't have done so well, because it was kind of hard to get that off of that paper back without tearing it. So anyways, I'm going to take the antique wax, and I'm basically going to do the same thing that I did before. This time I'm not going to touch it with white. I learned my lesson. So I'm just going to go light in some areas and darker, darker, lighter. Then let it dry for a little bit, and then come back in, do it again until you're satisfied with what you get. Just little streaks here and there. For some reason, I take the tape off before I feel like I'm done with it. I don't know if I thought I was done with it and then changed my mind, but I do take the tape off before I'm done. Then I have to be really careful not to touch the center part. There's my little Ruby in the background. These dogs, I'm telling you, they're so spoiled. They think they have to go out 12 times a day. So there it is. It looks pretty good, but evidently I just wasn't happy. I think, like if you get too much, then it starts to look unreal again. I think I do borderline of, where I'm getting just a little bit too much on there. Oh, I don't know what that blink of the other one was. Then we get a nice crisp line. Now I noticed that my camera makes it look uneven, but when you look at the sign, it doesn't look uneven at all. So it's just got to be the angle of the camera. Now this is a plug and play camera. It's it's not the greatest. I didn't pay a fortune for it, but I bought what I could afford. So maybe someday I'll be able to invest in a better camera, but for right now, I think it does, it does a fine job. I can't carry it with me though, that's the problem. So when I do shots of the projects, when I, take them upstairs and stage them or whatever, I have to use my phone, which is fine. My phone takes incredible pictures. So, One thing about my pictures though, when I go to upload a thumbnail to YouTube, it says the file is too big. So I have to go in and resize them, which is not a big deal. But I didn't know how to do that. A couple weeks ago I was like, what? What are you talking about? The file's too big, it's a dang picture. But I went in, I learned right away. So here it is. We're going to use some more of those letters that we got from the Dollar General. And I'm going to start with the middle L. It's going to say hello. Pretty simple sign. It turns out very pretty. Both signs turn out really nice, and it's very inexpensive. So this is a no Cricut, no expensive wood round, just a basically Dollar Tree sign. And I couldn't be happier with the results. They turned out really nice. I hope you like them. I like the welcome sign better than I do the hello sign, but I think it's because of the hearts. Both my dogs just came barreling downstairs, so I'm sorry if you hear them in the background. They are not quiet. We have white boxers. We have one black, what we call her, a border collie and Labrador mix, and she's incredible. She's about 13 years old, but she is such a good dog. My dogs are such good dogs. But the Border, she's a little timid, but she's very smart. Okay, so I probably could have sped that up more, but I did not. Okay, so when you get close to the end, then you're going to cut your rope down to fit up at the top. And this, we're going to put a twine bow. Oh, I forgot. Put Mod Podge on before you put the rope on. Because if you Mod Podge it later, it gets all the little hairs from the rope in it. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to say that. I forgot to put the Mod Podge on before I put the rope on, so now I'm not going to Mod Podge it. They're not going outside or anything. This would not be a sign that you would want to put on your outside door. This would be one, possibly on a screen door, hanging from the inside or whatever. So anyways, I'm just wrapping the twine around so that it looks like a bow. It's multiple times there, and then after I cut that, then I just glue the little knot so that it doesn't come on, whatever you call it, undone. So I'm going to put it right on my seam there. Just make sure that it looks good the way you want it. So all that is just wrapping it in bunny ears. I call them bunny ears. So yeah, these are not signs because it's just MDF board. So they're not signs that you would want to put outside. So burn the heck out of it, get all the hairs off. And like I said, if you put Mod Podge on it now, at this point, you're going to have all those hairs that have dropped off from the rope. So I wished I'd remembered that beforehand. I actually did a sign for someone, and when I got it done, I took it upstairs where it's good lighting, and all you could see was hairs all over in it. So I had to redo the whole sign. So live and learn, though. That was one that I learned. But I don't know why I forgot to put Mod Podge on these. So always do your Mod Podge before you do the rope or the twine Anything that's going to get hairy will end up in your brush. So yeah, I'm telling you, Mod Podge. Okay, I really, really appreciate you. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.